The next award is presented to Reel Works Teen Filmmaking for the lab in Brooklyn, New York, where young people are paired with professional filmmakers to transform their personal stories into compelling film documentaries.
People look at the homeless and think that they deserve it, and they also think that it will never happen to them. Our family thought the exact same thing.
The lab is a 6-month course on how to make a short documentary.
This year we've seen so much. It was called Under 21, and it followed the life of 3 of my best friends. A lot of teenagers in New York City and around the country have this social life of drinking.
I was usually drinking more during the day, not as much at night. And then when I got caught drinking in school, I got sent to the hospital. They were really afraid and they were really angry.
It's about giving you tools to really express yourself and do things that you wouldn't be able to do just by talking to someone.
You can't stop an addiction. I lost my mother, I lost my father. I don't even get to see my mother. My mother's always in and out of jail for selling drugs, getting caught buying drugs, getting caught doing drugs.
The stories are honest, they're real, they move people.
It's really hands-on, you know, you get to learn every aspect of documentary filmmaking.
They pick you out of however many students, I think they pick 12 or 14, and you work with a mentor to make your own documentary short.
They are working professionals in the field of filmmaking, and they have experience and knowledge. And
most kids coming into here, like their first time making a film, even, you know, sometimes it's their first time even thinking about a film, so the mentors help them, you know, get the ideas planned out.
There was a lot of times where I got kind of lost, and me and Randy would meet up and she would just get me on track. I don't know how she did it.
I'm into like the visual aspects of the film. Like, I'm just like a visual person, so it was cool working with a cinematographer.
I feel like my neighborhood is a trap. I see a lot of confusion. My peers pressured into gangs or smoking weed, giving up on themselves. How do you stay positive? It's scary, because when you're positive, certain people will pull you down.
What kind of things do you watch on the internet?
I watch people fighting, like gangs and stuff.
Do you think YouTube has an effect on violence?
Yes, they do, because they have some violent videos on there.
I don't think that they should be able to put anything they want, because half of the stuff that's on there doesn't make sense and is influencing other teens.
At a young age, I already knew the standards for a girl like me. As I become older, they become more obvious. Tell me the doll that you like best or that you'd like to play with.
This one. I like that one. I like to play with this.
Can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay. Can you give me the doll that looks like you? "15 out of the 21 children preferred the white doll."
Rolling.
Okay.
Mark it. Scene 2, dog, take 1.
And action. Master Lab is another class for people who finished the lab. Tomorrow we start shooting, and I'm going to be directing with my co-director Roberto. And it's a script that we pretty much worked on as a group, and it's pretty exciting.
Right.
And settle on them over there.
Yeah.
All right.
Could you tell us what it was like being a kid in New York in the 1930s?
So, would you like to show us around?
What's that? Yes, sure. Come.
Channel 13 approached Reel Works and said, give us some of your top students, and we want them to make a documentary about the lives of New Yorkers growing up as teenagers during World War II.
I was 13, 14 years old. It was difficult for me to conceive of anything as grand and as catastrophic as World War II, but I remember a certain fear that something is happening beyond me that I can't quite understand.
We got a perspective rather than a history lesson. We were talking to the people who went through the history, not just some guy talking on a chalkboard and writing down notes.
Everybody came to New York. The soldiers and sailors that came to New York, they were showered with love and kisses.
Most of these fellows who frequented the United Service Organization ballrooms and things had come back from overseas, and they had been in combat. So this was an uplifting kind of an affair for them. And you could see it, and the girls were usually friendly with them, and you could see that they enjoyed this because they could completely block out what they had come from, you know.
I'm producing the project for Channel 13, and it's about national parks.
And us as teenagers taking it from a teenager's perspective on like what qualifies as a national park.
Each person was took a site and took their perspective and made it part of their own personal lives or put a spin on it. And I'm doing Federal Hall and tying it into my lineage to John Adams.
On September 12, 1609, a ship called the Half Moon sailed into the mouth of a river its crew hoped would lead to Asia. The ship's captain was Henry Hudson. The crew landed on a small island known to its inhabitants as Mannahatta.
So I think they've been learning a lot. I think they've been learning what kind of movies they want to be making through this, and what kind of artists they are, you know, and how they want to tell stories.
Well, personally, I'm a person who learns hands-on. So to learn in a classroom, I'm not nearly going to get as much.
This is different because it's not like strictly teacher-student, because we're working on this project. So like we also like teach in a way.
They get excited and they get genuinely interested in the subjects that they're covering in the films, because they have to, you know, go and do research on them, because they know they can talk to the historian in person and go to this location in person and kind of get this first-hand experience.
Reel Works not only pushes you to get everything done, but it pushes you to really enjoy doing it. You know, like, they help you to really enjoy what you're doing and to find passion within the filmmaking process.
Even though we're young, we're really good filmmakers, I think, and I'm not ashamed to say that.